This is Martin Nash, and you're listening to Vibe.
This is Vibe Talks, exclusively on Vibe 105.
Everybody, it's Giancarlo Aulino reporting here live on location. We're talking here with York United coach. He is Martin Nash. Martin, how you doing?
Good.
And Martin, this is going to be an opener now, season opener, home opener at the same time. Does that add extra pressure on the group there?
No, I don't think so. I think you're always a bit nervous going into your opener for the season, but I think it's a positive, nervous energy that hopefully we can just use in the right way and get off to a good start.
And this is a team now that you came in last season as a new head coach. You have to go and find out which players work under your system. Now that you're coming in for your second season, what has been the mood like and just the overall group?
Yeah, I think the mood's been good. We've gelled well as a group, and we tried to fill some holes we felt we had in the group, and we've done that, and we're quite confident in the group we have.
And you got a lot of veteran talent come in now. A lot of players there that last year you had some younger players in the group. What was it like now to have this mixture of veterans and young players?
Yeah, I think that's what you want to do every year. For a team to be successful, you have to have the right mix of youth and experience. And I think we've got a good mix this year, and we've got a good group, and we're planning to make a run for the playoffs.
What did you learn about yourself as a head coach last season? Because you came under Tommy Wilden there in Calgary, and now you had your own season there to put your own footprint there on the group. So, what did you learn about yourself throughout that process?
Yeah, I mean, I learned more about myself and who I am and the type of coach I am, or boss I am in some ways. So that took a little bit of time. I think, it helped when we changed some of the players too, and could play the style I really wanted to play, and we finished off the season playing the way I wanted to play, and it was encouraging to see, and we're looking at start the season the way we finished last year.
And as a coach, what's an off-season like? Is it hectic by going around and looking at all the different players that can possibly make a difference on your group?
Yeah, it is a bit hectic. I think we did early is, especially the state we were in and kind of being out of the running late on, we started making moves quick to try and get the players in that we wanted, and we were able to get a few in early. And it helped us build from there. So, it's a long off season. You spend a lot of time trying to get a well-rounded squad, and we feel we've been able to do that.
And as an off season for a head coach like yourself, is it too long? Would you prefer if it was a little shorter?
Yeah, I would prefer it to be a little bit shorter. I think the players would too. But it's just the nature of the beast in Canada. We're only just be able to get outside the last couple of weeks here, so it always makes it difficult, just with the weather. But I think the longer time you have off, the rustier you get. So the longer you have to spend to get that rust off, right? Players and coaches. So I think we've shaken off the rust now. We're getting into a good place, and I think we're all ready to go.
You said it best there. You're in Canada, so snowstorm after snowstorm, minus 20-degree weather. So what's it like as a coach, to navigate this training inside versus outside? Do you notice a big difference, or is it blown way out of proportion sometimes?
Yeah, it's a difference. Typically, we don't have a big pitch inside where we are, and the surface isn't great for the bodies. So guys struggle a little bit with the pounding. It's a little bit harder, but it's something that we have to go through in this country. And if you want to play at this level, you have to put the time in these surfaces, and then you get outside in the nice weather like we did today, and it kind of makes it all worth it.
You're Canada soccer legend. Be remiss if I didn't ask you this. Canada World Cup, you got to see it done in Qatar. What was it like as an alumni who won something with the national team to see what they are and where they are now?
Yeah, it was great to see. I thought they did extremely well, especially the first game was fantastic. I was hoping they'd get a result there, but in one of the games, but it was good. It was good to see them go and have a go at teams, not just sit back and soak it up, to try and have a go and see where they stand. And I was quite impressed with the group as a whole, and expecting big things in the future from them.
What do you think of the Copa America now, inviting some of these CONCACAF teams to come in? Do you think that will help the national team, or do you think that might be something that goes in between their training and takes focus away?
No, I think it's good. I think it's good to get games and quality games. I think that's the way you get better. So I think it's good to the group, because they don't see World Cup caliber teams on a regular basis. So it's tough when you go to World Cup and you kind of don't expect, because you're not playing at that level every week. There's just not enough teams of that quality in CONCACAF. So it's good for them, and hopefully they can go there and get some results as well. It's going to be difficult. and challenging, but it's as I say, it's a great learning experience for them every time they play against a top level country.
And also, like, League One here in Ontario has been some league that has produced a lot of players now come into the CPL. Also, they've come from the university level in U Sports. You have the York Lions on campus there. Do you find yourself at times maybe scouting around, get a head start on some of these other clubs with that luxury?
Yeah, you have to. I think you got to keep an eye on the local talent. There's a lot of good players in the GTA, so you're not be able to go see everyone, but you got to use your networks, talk to people, find out who the good players are, and if you get a chance to go watch them live, that's the best, right? So we keep an eye on League One. We have some scouts out there looking for us as well, and you're just trying to unearth that next gem, really, because there is a lot of good players in that league that have the ability to play in the Canadian Premier League, but it's just getting them being seen and having them get that opportunity.
And also, this is a pathway now for a lot of players. Like, we didn't have a Canadian national, even league here for a long time. Like, when you came up, it's much different than now. So for some of these players at the youth level to see the CPL, what would you say about the quality improving every year?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely is improving every year. I think part of it is even players that came into the league when it started have improved a lot just from training every day and in a professional environment. So that goes a long way. So, but the opportunity is great for players now to be in your backyard. There's a team pretty much all the way across the country. There's teams now. So, yeah, I think to have that opportunity is great. It gives you a head start in your career, and you don't have to do the traveling that players in my generation had to do to make a career. They had to get out of Canada, really. So it's great to see. It's great to see players coming into the league, and great to see players going out of the league as well, and then making it to a higher level and succeeding, and keeping track of the Joel Watermans and Mo Farrs, these guys that you've coached, and going on and starting regular in the MLS. So it's great to see, and it's fun to watch. Even Dom from last year now playing regularly in Poland, and Absy's been in and out a little bit, I think, because of injury, and he's doing quite well in France. So it's good to see players going on to Europe or the MLS and doing well, and it just goes to show and prove the quality in this league.
And you say MLS there, mention that, perfect, because Canadian Championship gives you an opportunity to play some of these teams. What have you noticed from watching the MLS versus CPL action, and is that gap closing faster than maybe people are expecting?
Yeah, it's definitely closing. There's still a big gap there, but it is definitely closing, and it's going to close over time, right? So the longer this league goes on, the better it'll get, and that's the MLS is the same way. The longer it's gone on, the better it's gotten as a league. So the MLS is in a good place right now, and we're a young and growing league, and we got a long ways to go, but that gap is closing definitely.
Do some quick rapid fire here with you. Asked Max and Michael Petrasso there some interesting ones. So for you, who was your favorite player growing up?
Glenn Hoddle.
Favorite team growing up?
Tottenham Hotspurs.
Okay.
I think when I first started watching in the early '80s, they had a really good team. So it was a fun team to watch, and it was the first professional games I got and seen play live. So that was my era. And they had some good teams, Ozzy Ardiles, and some other players, like Glenn Hoddle, obviously, Chrissy Waddle. They had some talents in the group.
It's other hobbies other than soccer or football. When you're going out, is there something that you like to do other than football that keeps your mind going?
Yeah, I mean, I like playing golf. It's fun to get outside, stretch your legs and take your mind away from it. So it's something I like to do. Favorite
car or dream car?
I don't really have a dream car. I'm not a big car person. Right now, I like I like some of the electric cars. The Mustang type Ford one looks pretty cool. That's pretty neat.
And a couple final ones here. Favorite food?
I like go sushi.
Sushi. Are you a pizza guy?
I don't mind pizza. Yeah, at times. There's a time and a place.
Because there's a ongoing debate: pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
Yes.
Okay, that's
interesting. The only topping you have to have.
You're gonna probably anger half and probably appease the other, so that's good. But if you were to see your younger self, the one that was coming up through the professional ranks, and you were to see you come in now, the coach here today, what advice would you give to that young Martin Nash?
I think as a player, put your head down and work harder, because I think maybe there was room for improvement there. So that'd be my number one piece of advice.
That's great advice. Appreciate the time, Martin, and I wish you the best of luck this year. Thanks a lot. I'm here with a returning guest here. He's Michael Petrasso. How you doing, Michael?
How's it going? Thanks for having me.
Michael, big season now. Going to be starting off here again. You guys are kicking it off, home opener. What are your feelings going into this season?
I think the team this year, as you've seen the recruitments that we brought in, the team's gotten a lot stronger. And I think the team is high, excitement, and I think, we're really going to push it this year and kind of go for the title. I think it'd be nice to bring it back home to York, and I think it's one of those things that this year I think everybody's motivated to achieve.
And this was a year where, coming out of last year, obviously, some injury trouble, so how are you feeling coming into this year?
I'm feeling good. I'm still dealing with a little bit of problems from last year. I broke my ankle last year, that's why I missed majority of the season. So still having a niggling problem with that. But, my goal is to get back to full fitness as I was a year before last year after such an unfortunate injury. And, that's why I believe I'm still here at York. Something I want to achieve is win a title with this team. And I think that, if I get back to full health, I can definitely help this team achieve that.
And also, you're a player that has spent some time with the Canadian national team. Just as somebody who is an alum of that program, what was it like to see some of those guys at the World Cup?
Oh, no, it was amazing. Obviously playing alongside Junior Hoylett and when Alfonso first started at the national team, and then seeing how well they did at the World Cup was amazing to see. And, it's one of those things, I think, as every player, is your dreams to play for your national team and to represent and play 9 times for my national team. Our national team is, an amazing achievement, and, I'm always watching every game. So, and obviously my brother's coming through the ranks, so I'm hoping that he could eventually get into that squad as well.
And yeah, you mentioned your brother there. You come from a soccer family, so what's it like? Your brother, you follow a similar path, TFC Academy, now he's in Orlando. What's it like seeing your brother play now at the professional level?
Oh, it's amazing. It's amazing for my parents as well. They're always traveling to Orlando to watch his games, and yeah, it's just exciting to see. I watch obviously all of one of his games, give him advice where I can. But my brother is, he's a good player now, and he's got a lot of experience, especially in his first year at TFC. So he's doing that over well in Orlando. So.
And what's it like for you? This is going to be your 4th season with York United after coming over. You spent some time in other teams, but you're now cementing your legacy now as one of these York United players. This is the 5th season. You've been here for 4 of those. So what does it mean to you to be part of one of the legacy players that have been here almost every season?
I think it's amazing for me. I think this is the club I always wanted to play for in the CPL, and this is the club I still to this day I think I can only play for. And I think they've been very respectful with me as well. When I came over, I've had injury troubles since I've been here, and I had one really good season healthy, and we made it to the playoffs. And I think the club has treated me right, and they've kept me along even through last year after breaking my ankle. So I think I owe them a lot of credit looking out for me. And I think there'll be a day where I get back fit and get back to where I was, and I definitely can help this club achieve their goals. And they've looked after me, so this is the club I want to be at, and this is the club I will play for. So
I'd like to see that there. And we're going to do some quick rapid fire here.
All
so Michael Petrasso, I'm sure you're a player that some of these young kids are going to be going in attendance. They're going to see, that's my favorite player. I want to see him in the future. Who is your favorite player growing up?
Who was my favorite? My favorite player growing up was Wayne Rooney, to be honest. Yeah, I liked him growing up, and obviously playing for Man United. So it's one of my players I looked at when I was growing up.
Favorite team growing up?
Favorite team? It's a tough one. I think AC Milan was my favorite team because my nono was a big fan of them. And then in England, throughout the years, I kind of liked Chelsea when they had Eden Hazard at the time, because he was obviously a dominant player, and I love watching him play. So, but yeah, I think my favorite team growing up was probably AC Milan.
And what do you like to do when you're not thinking about soccer?
What do I like to do?
Or some of the hobbies that you like to do?
To be fair, I played quite a bit of video games, I would say. It was easier when my brother was home. We used to always just play together, either FIFA against each other, or now we play Call of Duty on the mic. So those are some things I do at home when I'm not playing soccer. So.
Is there a rivalry there? Who's winning all the time?
Oh, my brother wins all the time, to be honest. So.
And what's a cheat meal that you like when, training gets a little hard?
A&W is my cheat meal. Yeah, I usually have it if I'm playing and I play 90 minutes, and it's one of those things I would get on the way home. So A&W is probably my cheat meal.
Are you a pizza guy?
Am I a pizza guy? I like pizza, but I wouldn't say I'm a big pizza guy where I have pizza all the time, no. But I do like pizza. So.
Okay, because this is one of the big debates. Are you one of the people that put pineapple?
No, I don't put pineapple on my pizza.
And final question here. What advice would you give to your younger self that was starting out as a professional? And if you were to see him now, that young kid, what would you say to him?
I just say keep pushing. You know what I mean? You have a lot of ups and downs. I've had many ups and downs in my career, obviously living through it now. So I think that even when times get tough, you know what I mean? Like, football changes fast. It could be like, I've had a lot of injuries in my career, 6 months out, and then you go back and it's like, you know, it's like you never left. So I think when times get tough, don't be so mentally, you know, on yourself, you know what I mean? Just kind of let go, and time will heal you, and then you'll get back to where you were. So I think that's what I would say.
That's great advice. Appreciate the time, Michael. Max Ferrari. Max, how you doing?
Good, how are you? Thanks for having me.
Doing great. And Max, home opener to kick off the year. Just how excited are you to get back on the field there and back at your York Lions Stadium?
Yeah, I mean, I was just talking about with the guys. It's a great feeling, honestly. You just want to get back into it, and once you start the season, it comes at you fast, right? And everyone knows we have 3 games, 6 days, and yeah, we're just excited, and it feels like a real buzz around York right now, and we're excited to get it going.
And what was like the offseason like? I know a lot of players, when they're going from one to the other, they look at their game, what they have to develop. So what did you do in the offseason to prepare yourself for this?
Yeah, I think everyone in this league can agree it's a long offseason, especially us not making playoffs. We were done around early October, I want to say. So for me too, is very different this year, because last year I was off for a lot, injured, I want to say majority of the year. And for me, it was kind of, I didn't really have that time in the off season. I didn't really lay back. I kind of got right back into it and was working hard because I just came back from injury. So it was like, yeah, I was like excited to be back, and now it's time.
And what is it like that? Because when you get an injury, in and out, you had a great season before that. So what's it like when you're dealing with an injury, like mental toll, physical toll, and just to get back out there?
Yeah, for me, the hardest part was mentally. And for me, it wasn't just that one injury. I had 2 major ones last year, and it was kind of the hardest thing was not being around the team. It was seeing them travel, watching their games, our games, watching them from home, and that was the hardest part for me, was not being around the guys and being around everyone. So yeah, it was for me, it was motivating. Not just it was mentally draining for me, but coming back now, it's kind of that motivation is to prove to myself and to everyone that I'm back and I'm fit and healthy and I'm excited.
And this year, there's a lot of high hopes for this team. So York United, if you guys get a good start, you think you guys can go all the way here, win that championship?
I mean, I back my team no matter what, but this year just feels different. I think a lot of people can agree it feels different, and we're excited to get going. And yeah, our goals is to win it, make playoffs and win it, go on a run in the cup.
And the Canadian Championship is another one. So you're going to see a lot more MLS action, like all these MLS teams that are in it. You're going to see maybe a lot of upsets. What did you learn about yourself and the group last year with what they were able to do against Vancouver?
Yeah, I mean, even the year before, we got to play TFC at BMO in a good game. I thought it's really exciting playing these guys, especially last year, going to Vancouver on a high. We won 2 penalty shootouts going to Vancouver, only losing 2-1. I think this year it's a lot to build on, and yeah, I think we're focused on the league and then the cup game, but we know we take one game at a time. And yeah, everyone wants to play an MLS team, so not just as a team, but personally, you want to play against the best players. And yeah, we're excited.
We're just gonna do a quick rapid fire here. So if we were to go and get our fans here of York United excited about the team, for you, who is a player that inspired you to play soccer?
Yeah, so I'm a huge Chelsea fan, and Eden Hazard was my go-to guy. Also, Lampard and Drogba got me into liking soccer, but Eden Hazard, like kind of same build, same position. Yeah, he was my idol.
Are you a FIFA guy or a PES?
FIFA. I have FIFA. Yeah.
PlayStation or Xbox?
PlayStation. I have a PlayStation. Yeah.
And other than York United, obviously, you said Chelsea. So if you were to do like a starting top five of players that you grew up idolizing, who would be on that list?
Ooh. So I gotta say Hazard. Hazard is a front, but I'll start from the back. So we're saying 4 and a goalie or 5 and a goalie?
Up to you. You can do whatever you want to do as a coach.
But 5 players?
Yeah, 5 players.
5 players. Okay, we're not gonna do any goalies. We'll kick goalies out of it. I won't do all Chelsea players, but I'll put Sergio Ramos at the back. So we'll do a 1-2-2. Midfield, I'll do Lampard just because I'm a Chelsea fan. Lampard, Ramos. Oh, I gotta think about this. I'll do Iniesta,
Oh,
so
that's a
that's 3, and then Messi and Hazard.
That's
my 5.
that's
Just
a good
because, just obviously having some best players and then my favorite players as well. So.
In the offseason now, how do you get yourself out of soccer? And is there a TV show, is there a movie that you get you into?
Ooh, yeah, I'm a big Netflix guy. I binge a lot of Netflix. But going to Apple TV, I'm big into Ted Lasso right now. Like, that's my favorite. I would say Netflix, what was I into? The Night Agent that just came out on Netflix, I binged that through like a day. It took me like a day to go through those 10 episodes. I'd say my favorite ever is probably Money Heist, though. It was a really good one for me.
What's favorite food? When you know the training's getting into it, what's a cheat day meal that gets you into it?
I'm huge chicken wings guy, like at a pub or something, yeah. Huge into chicken wings.
The final question here, that I know you're a Leaf fan. Have you got yourself emotionally prepared for what's about to happen?
I just got into this combo yesterday. It's like, I'm huge into hockey. I'm excited. I think we have a great team, but I don't even like know if I want it to come yet. I just don't even know, because mentally it's draining to be a Leaf fan. But obviously I'm optimistic every year, and we'll see. Playing Tampa again, and yeah, we'll see. I don't even know. I don't know what to say with those.
Well, Max, appreciate it.
Yeah.
Best of luck this year, man, and
Thank you. Thanks
looking
for
forward to
having me.
seeing you on the field.